Hey guys, today we're making pigeon pie
with buttered carrots
from the lovely official Song of Ice and Fire cookbook. Side note though, our lazy huntsman,
he just couldn't get any pigeons, so we're gonna have to make do with duck.
He brought us a duck, exactly.
It's like, I mean, like the instructions weren't plain enough.
Like we didn't say 8 pigeons, he brought us a duck. Don't fret, just make a duck pie, a false pigeon pie, and don't take a guess. They'll never know.
Exactly.
Let's start.
Let's start. Hi guys, so I'm going to tell you what you need to make this lovely pigeon pie. First you're going to need 3 cups of flour, half a cup of water, so let's just pretend there's water in here, half a cup of unsalted butter, and 2 egg yolks, which we haven't separated yet, but let's just imagine. For the filling of the pie, we're going to need 5 pigeons, if you know what I mean, 2 tablespoons, again, unsalted butter, 2 leeks, but unfortunately we're silly, so we only bought 1 leek in the shop, 1 medium turnip, which we couldn't find because they're not in season at the moment, so we have some lovely parsnips instead. You will need some chicken stock, which I don't know where it is at the moment, so we'll find that later, some heavy cream, and a big egg. That's all you need.
So we suggest that you will start with your pigeon because it needs to simmer for a while. So you take your lovely pigeon, which proves to be more difficult than I thought, because apparently I still need to break it up. So you break the back of your pigeon, put its broken legs into the pot. Repeat that with the rest of the pigeon. Then you want to cover everything with water, but just cover it. So put in the water. After you kind of sufficiently covered your pigeon, you have prepared some garlic, and you'll throw them in, just like this. And then you turn on your oven, preferably on the lowest flame, and then you let it simmer for 45 minutes.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make the dough for the pie. Okay, so you put in the flour. Oh, nicely, here we go. Yay. Then you add the butter. Okay, now you knead it all together until there's little crumbs. So now we add our 2 beaten egg yolks. It says you may add saffron to the water if you wish, however we don't have any and so we haven't.
Yes.
Basically, there's nothing else to say.
If you would like to have some saffron in it, feel free to do so.
Now you just knead it until it's in one big lump, and you're going to get your hands really sticky, so don't worry about that. Right, so that's in a nice big ball.
This looks amazing. Can I poke it?
Go for it. You with your lovely nails.
Yes, red nails. I want to say this is not Lannister red, this is Tully red.
Well, okay, so that's done now.
Okay, that's the dough so far. Okay, so hey guys, now we start chopping the vegetables. We start with our leek, so we washed everything. You should do that as well. You just cut at the end, and then you just cut it into a little ring. Like Game of Thrones makes you cry, so do leeks. So, once you finish with the leeks, you'll take the parsnips. Cut the end up, as always, and then cut it in half, and then cut it into strips. And then
turn around,
you make cubes.
Mushrooms.
And then you peel it. Anyway, that's what Asha told me. I wouldn't peel it. Maybe I would. And then you just chop it into little pieces.
Okay guys, so the next step is, now that 45 minutes have passed and the duck pigeon has nicely sauntered nicely in the water, you take it out, okay, because you want to keep the water. So we take it out and we bring it over here And now what we're going to do is we have to take all the bones out, basically, to remove all the meat from the bone.
Now Asha chopped the meat, as you can see here. It's nice and small. And now we'll go back to the pastry. What we do now is we butter the form. And once you're finished with the butter, you go back to your pastry. And remember, this is for the top and the bottom. So you'll take half the pastry, like so. And you go over here and preheat the oven to 200 degrees Celsius, which is equivalent to
375 Fahrenheit.
And the dough goes into the preheated oven for approximately 10 minutes.
Okay, now we're preparing the vegetables that we cut earlier. So about 2 tablespoons of butter, and then we throw in with that the leeks.
So this is going to take some time. Just stir it while it's in the pot and be patient. Now that they're nice and soft, we'll add the parsnips. Exactly. But once you think they are soft-ish, you'll add the mushrooms. Sorry, I'm not sneezing into the food. I would not recommend sneezing into the food. Though if you're doing this for someone you don't like, go ahead and just sneeze into the food. Or don't. Don't really don't. Once it's all generally a bit softer, I'll take a cup of the pigeon or goose broth from before, and just, you know, just generally pour it over your vegetables.
Now you have 1 cube of chicken stock, and you put that in, and you have to mix that in until it's all got it. Now what we do next is 4 spoons of cream. So now that's lovely and done. We add all the lovely meat and basically stir it well, and then once we've done that, we'll just put it in the oven.
Nice. Okay, now that your vegetables and your meat is nicely mixed, you can return to your pastry and take it out of the oven. And now we're getting to the top part of the pie.
So we gently brush with some egg the rim of the pie so that when we put the top on, it'll stick nicely.
And after you've done that, we've already rolled out the top. You take that and you drape it over your pie. So now that you're finished,
it's going to go back into the oven that it was in before at the same temperature for half an hour.
Yes.
We'll see you on the other side. Bye guys.
Okay, so now while the pie's in the oven, Asha is going to do the carrots, or both of us are going to do the carrots, and since they're not that difficult, you'll get the short version.
Read the recipe in the book.
We deviated from the recipe a bit in that we don't use raisins.
Yeah.
So what you need is...
So basically all you do is you cut them into circles, then you put them in a pot of water, make the pot boil, and then take them out as soon as the water stops to boil. Then add 2 spoons of honey, a little splash of vinegar, a dash of cumin and pepper. Then drizzle over the top 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And then just mix that all together.
And heat it up.
And heat it up, and then serve it warm with the pie.
Yeah. And you'll see that in a second. And after considerably more time than we thought it would take, this is our end product. Our pigeon, aka duck pie, and our sweet carrots.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed it.
And if you did make it with us, bon appetit!
Oh, and if you decide to make it on account of our video, why not send us a picture or maybe even do a video response? We would love to see your work. And now we're going to dig in because we're starving. And don't forget, the night is dark and full of terrors.